Okay, this is a cattleya that will not grow. Yeah, it just won't get going. You can see it's got quite a stub, and at the time I did cut pseudobulbs off when I tried to rescue this. Now it's got a few new roots. They're not brilliant, but they do have growing tips, so they are growing. So as far as Fusarium is concerned, forget all the old dead roots. That's just a bifoliate cattleya doing what it does best and dumping its old roots. But that's been in its pot a long time now. When I split it and cut the old bits off, I cut it into two pieces. The other piece has no signs of new growth and no signs of roots, so I've decided to cut it. I've got to cut one, but I don't know about you, and I hope the camera's focusing at that close range. I do not see any discolorations on that. Strangely enough, that was pure white when I cut it, and that was like 2 minutes ago. I had to go and get the camera and turn it on and stuff, and it's already gone brown in the air. But those are the two bits of the rhizome. I see no coloration on there. I don't see any sign of purple. So as far as Fusarium is concerned, it's not the reason why that's not growing. But whatever the reason is, I'm fed up with the sight of it, and it's going under the hedge. I'm just fed up with it. I mean, yes, that's a nice new growth. It's even got a sheath on it, but it has no roots. It's surviving on that pseudobulb, which is desiccating at a rate of knots. So it's had its chance. It's had many chances, this one, and it's just going to go. I've had enough of it. So it's going under the hedge. All I've got to do is try and find the label to find out what the hell I'm throwing away so that I can delete it from my notes. Well, it's got to be around somewhere. But what just sparked this off is I picked it up to water it and it fell out of its pot. You know, it just wasn't secure. Well, that's my fault, but nonetheless, that is an ex-cattleya. I'm fed up with looking at it. So no matter how good the bloom is, it's going under the hedge. But yeah, it's got scale round the base. I'm not worried about that. That's the bit I was worried about, was slicing into the rhizome. And as I've now decided to throw it away, let's have a slice at the other bit, shall we? As I'm going to dump it, I'll just have to turn the camera off for a minute because I can't do hold plant, hold scissors and hold camera at the same time. See, it's that third hand again. We need a third hand. Anyway, I'll be a minute. Okay, there we go. I've cut two pieces off, so I've got a stump with two cuts. You see what I mean about it being quite light in colour till the air gets at it, but the colour we haven't got is purple. That's the other two ends, the pieces that I've just cut off. So as far as Fusarium is concerned, I would declare that plant clean, having just totally destroyed it and I can throw it away. Now, there is no way I'm going to that level on all of my plants that are suspect. I'm fed up with this one, and the fact that it fell out of the pot this morning, that's its last straw. Now, what was it? And that's a shame, actually. I'm just trying to think where you see it. Because that's actually my screensaver on my computer. That was one of my favourite cattleyas. But I've had it quite a long time, and it started to go downhill, it's gone further downhill, and it just will not recover. It just won't have it. It's gone beyond recovery. The bulbs have had it, and I'm fed up with trying to get the thing to grow. So it's going to go. I've had enough of it. So no ID cattleya hybrid. I'll see if I can find a picture. If I can, I'll put a pop-up up. It was a beautiful bloom in its day. But in its day is 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, it was when it was at its best, and it put two spikes out, 7 flowers on one, no, it was 3 years ago, 7 flowers on one and 5 on the other. And a slug got at it and decimated one of the flower spikes down to a couple of buds and took a little bit off the other one. And it was about to go to a show, and there was language. Anyway, it's had its day. That's one less to water. Thanks for dropping by. See you again next time. But as far as Fusarium is concerned, So far so good. In for a penny, in for a pound, they say. This was the cattleya I always intended to hack to see about this Fusarium. As you can see, that is not a happy cattleya. Now yes, it's got a new growth and it's got another one coming there. I don't care, it's going under the hedge. I'm fed up with looking at it. Look at the state of the leaves. It's a horrible plant and I'm not rescuing it because it's years of flowering. I need the space for better things. So I'll just put the camera down, get it out of its pot and cut the rhizome in several places and we'll have a look. Because this is the one I've always suspected. But like I've said, because I share water, if that's got it, and I've been pouring water through there into a communal bowl and then tipping the same water into other plants, then there's going to be a lot. I'm just hoping there isn't any, and that's about to be found out. Okay, I've hacked it in several places. That's probably the best one to look at. There's no coloration. But just look at the state of that. There is not one live root on that plant. Not one. Despite putting up some new growths, there are no live roots. That is so far away from ever being a reasonable plant. Yeah? So I'm giving up on it. It's going under the hedge. But it's clean. Yeah, I mean if you look at those cuts there. Okay, there's no coloration whatsoever. It's just, well, I would say healthy tissue. It might be healthy tissue, but it's not supporting a healthy plant, so it's going out. But that's my two bad ones that I would suspect heavily. Yeah, and they're clean. So at the moment, I haven't got any signs of this dreaded Fusarium. That doesn't mean to say I haven't got it. I'm not declaring my whole grow room clean. It could still be lurking in a plant or two, or 10, or 20. I don't know. But until such time as it gets out of hand and things, multiple things, start going downhill at a rate of knots, I'm not hacking all my plants to pieces. Because that, excuse me, that's what you have to do. You have to cut right in like that. And having cut it, what have you just done to your plant? Messed it up. And then you might find it squeaky clean. Now if you want to do that, please go ahead. If you feel better checking your plants by cutting into the rhizomes like that, then please go ahead and do it. But I don't. I still have no signs of this dreaded disease. So at the moment I'm carrying on as though nothing has happened. So far so good. Okay, again, thanks for dropping by. Short and sweet. And you're for the hedge, baby.